Hidden deep within our world are places so unreal they feel borrowed from dreams. Places like Rio Celeste, where a river glows with an electric blue so pure it looks painted by the sky itself. Then there's Rain, a tiny Arctic village cradled between towering peaks and glassy fjords, where every sunrise feels like a whispered secret from nature. And far across the map lies Yorkshire, a land of rolling green dales, ancient stone paths, and quiet moors that breathe an old-world magic you can feel in your bones. Each destination holds a different kind of wonder, some loud and breathtaking, others soft and soothing, yet all unforgettable. So settle in, let your imagination wander, and get ready to explore places you won't believe truly exist. Königssee. Königssee, nestled in the Berchtesgaden Alps of Germany, is often described as one of the most beautiful lakes in Europe. Its emerald green waters are surrounded by steep, forested mountains that rise almost vertically from the shoreline, creating a dramatic, mirror-like reflection on calm days. The air is crisp and pure, carrying the scent of pine and mountain mist, while the silence is broken only by the echoing calls of birds and the gentle ripple of boats gliding across the lake. One of the most iconic sights here is St. Bartholomew's Church, with its red onion dome standing gracefully against the rugged cliffs. Reaching it by boat feels like stepping into a painting, especially when the famous echo of the lake rings back from the rock walls. Beyond the church, trails lead to hidden waterfalls, alpine meadows, and the roaring Rothbach waterfall, Germany's highest. In every season, Königssee reveals a different charm, lush and vibrant in summer, misty and mysterious in autumn, and peacefully frozen in winter. Whether you're hiking, cruising on the lake, or simply taking in the serene views, Königssee embodies the pure, untouched beauty of the Bavarian Alps, a place where nature's perfection feels almost sacred. Yorkshire. Yorkshire, often called God's own county, is a place where countryside charm, dramatic coastlines, and historic cities all blend into one unforgettable landscape. Rolling green dales stretch as far as the eye can see, divided by dry stone walls and dotted with sheep and old stone barns. In the Yorkshire Dales and North York Moors, winding roads lead through heather-covered hills, peaceful valleys, and tiny villages where time feels slower and life feels simpler. Then there's the coast, rugged cliffs, sweeping beaches, and charming seaside towns like Whitby and Scarborough, where fishing boats, old harbours, and sea views create a timeless atmosphere. Inland, ancient abbeys such as Fountains Abbey and Gothic cathedrals like York Minster add a sense of history and grandeur, their stone walls whispering stories from centuries ago. York itself, with its medieval streets, city walls, and cozy tea rooms, brings together the warmth of local life and the richness of the past. Whether you're walking across wild moorland under a big, open sky, exploring castle ruins, or simply enjoying a quiet village pub, Yorkshire feels both powerful and welcoming. It's a landscape that soothes, inspires, and lingers in your memory long after you leave. Rio Celeste. Rio Celeste, hidden in the lush rainforest of Tenorio Volcano National Park in Costa Rica, looks like something out of a fantasy movie. Its most magical feature is the unreal, milky turquoise color of the river, created by a natural chemical reaction where two clear streams meet and suddenly turn blue. Walking through the jungle, you first hear the rush of water, then suddenly see this glowing blue ribbon cutting through deep green forest. The trail to the river leads you past hanging vines, moss-covered trees, and the smell of wet earth and leaves. At Catarata Rio Celeste, the river plunges into a perfect pool, the bright blue water surrounded by dark rock and dense vegetation. Mist from the waterfall cools the air, while tropical birds call from the canopy above. Further along, you can see the exact spot where the two rivers join and the color changes, as well as steaming vents and bubbling hot springs that remind you the volcano is not far away. The whole area feels untouched and mystical, like nature showing off one of its best secrets. Rio Celeste is not just beautiful, it feels unreal, calm, and otherworldly, a place you never forget. Jack's Point. Jack's Point, on the shores of Lake Wakatipu near Queenstown in New Zealand, feels like a place designed to show off nature at its best. Here, the Remarkables mountain range rises sharply from the earth, with jagged peaks that look almost unreal, especially when dusted with snow. Below, the deep blue lake stretches out calmly, catching every color of the sky and mirroring the mountains like a huge natural mirror. The walking tracks around Jack's Point lead you through golden tussock grass, soft rolling hills, and rocky outcrops that offer jaw-dropping viewpoints at every turn. The air is clean and cool, filled with the gentle sound of wind over the hills and distant birdsong. At sunrise and sunset, the entire landscape glows. The mountains turn pink and orange, the lake darkens to inky blue, and the sky feels huge and endless. Modern houses and the golf course sit quietly in the landscape, built low and natural, so the focus always stays on the scenery. Whether you're hiking, playing golf, or just sitting and taking it all in, Jack's Point has a calm, open beauty that makes you feel small in the best possible way, completely surrounded by nature. Rain. Rain, a tiny fishing village in Norway's Lofoten Islands, looks almost too perfect to be real. Tucked between sharp, towering peaks and deep blue fjords, it feels like a postcard come to life. Red and white Råbya cabins sit neatly along the shoreline, reflected in calm Arctic waters, while fishing boats rest quietly in the harbor. The contrast of bright houses, dark rock, and shifting sky creates a scene that changes with every cloud and ray of light. In the soft glow of summer, the midnight sun hangs low over the horizon, washing rain in a golden light that never quite fades. The mountains rise steeply all around, and from the viewpoints above the village, you see a maze of islands, inlets, and sea stretching into the distance. In winter, snow turns everything crisp and clean, and the northern lights often ripple above, casting green and purple waves over the peaks and water. The air is salty and cool, the atmosphere peaceful and slow. Even just walking along the docks or standing by the water feels special. Rain combines raw northern wilderness with simple coastal charm, creating one of the most unforgettable landscapes in the world. Death Valley. Death Valley is a place of extremes, but its beauty is undeniable. The landscape feels otherworldly, shaped by heat, wind, and time. Vast salt flats stretch out like cracked white mosaics, especially at Badwater Basin, the lowest point in North America. Nearby, the Panamint Black Mountains rise in stark contrast, their colors shifting with the sun. Sunrise at Zabriskie Point is one of the valley's most magical moments. Soft light washes over the golden Badlands, revealing layers of ridges and curves that look almost sculpted. As the day warms, the desert reveals more of its character, sweeping sand dunes at Mesquite Flat, twisting canyons carved by sudden floods, and quiet valleys where the silence feels endless. The colors of Death Valley are surprising. At artist's palette, minerals have painted the hills in pink, green, yellow, and purple. In the late afternoon, long shadows stretch across the flats, adding depth to the wide open spaces. Nights are just as striking, with some of the clearest starry skies you can imagine. Despite its harsh reputation, Death Valley has a calm, hypnotic beauty. It's a place where the scale of nature is overwhelming, and the stillness sticks with you long after you leave. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed exploring these unseen wonders, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more places that feel straight out of a dream. Drop a comment about which spot amazed you the most. Until the next journey, Keep your curiosity alive and keep discovering the beauty the world hides in plain sight.